He wants to see a permanent ceasefire. I understand Vladimir Putin this morning offered a temporary ceasefire. The president has made it clear he wants to see a permanent ceasefire, first to stop the killing, stop the bloodshed. And while he remains optimistic he can strike a deal, he's also being realistic as well. And both leaders need to come to the table to negotiate their way out of this.
All right, this ceasefire announcement today comes just days after President Trump met with Ukrainian President Zelensky at the Vatican. That historic meeting marked a distinct change in optics from that contentious gathering the two leaders had in the White House just a few months ago. President Trump said this weekend he thought a ceasefire deal could be on the horizon, but he wants to make sure both leaders are serious about ending the conflict. For more on all this, let's go to Tammy Bruce, spokesperson for the State Department. Tammy, great to have you back to the show. I want to get your reaction to this announcement from Vladimir Putin, a 3-day ceasefire in 10 days. It's the second time he's promised a pause in attacking. He didn't honor the last pause. Do you think he'll honor this one?
Well, you know, I think that what Marco Rubio said, the Secretary of State, just this weekend, is that the next few days are critical. Essentially, what we've noted regularly is that we are going to look at what Putin does, not what he says. This is key. And the point of the foreign minister of Ukraine is a very good one. If this really is about a commitment to anything regular and actually humanitarian, why wait? Why wait for 10 days? And it's not, you know, what President Trump is asking for and what Secretary Rubio has noted regularly is that we need to see real action that indicates that these parties, in particular, of course, President Putin, is serious about stopping the carnage. And at this point, when we look at someone's actions, we aren't necessarily seeing actions that indicate that from both sides. And I think that for President Trump, he's made it clear this is about a ceasefire that ends the carnage, is consistent, is permanent, at which point then you can deal with actually getting to peace. So performative theater is not on the list of President Trump's agenda items here. This is about really saving lives, really changing this dynamic.
Why do you think, or what signs are there when you say that Ukraine hasn't showed any signs that it wants a ceasefire? What are you talking about?
No, I meant, if I said Ukraine, I meant certainly Russia. Okay. Ukraine has made, yes, Ukraine clearly has taken action with their commitment to the 30-day ceasefire, regularly repeating that they wanted that. There was an earlier ceasefire proposed by Russia that Ukraine had noted, as we did, that we would like it to have been, beyond a few hours or even beyond a few days, and that does not happen. And then to say nothing of, and the president was very clear about Russia's attacks on civilian areas. We will never forget the Palm Sunday attack that took so many lives. So these are actions that we see from Russia that indicates that, this is why the Secretary Rubio is, I think, understandably frustrated, right? It's going to be a matter of days as we take a look at whether or not Russia is serious to end this war. And of course, my friend Caroline Levitt made clear in the clip you played, and usually always, that, look, these parties have got to make the decision to end this. And the Secretary noted, we've got to make a decision if, in fact, this can be done, that this can be stopped. And if not, that we would begin to look at other options in the nature of trying to get this done.
What other options? I know President Trump has already mentioned imposing more sanctions on Russia. What other options might there be?
Well, I think that's an indication there. First of all, really, the sanctions on Russia now certainly are still there. To apply more sanctions, of course, would hurt even more. I think that matters when it comes to the economy of Russia and the nature of what Russia is able to do. I've noted certainly a few times these last few days that it might be, good or some kind of excitement for someone to be an oligarch who feels they can do whatever they want, but it doesn't mean much when the only place you can vacation is North Korea.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at how the rest of the world is viewing you, the nature of what's important to your citizens, especially to such a great and ancient country like Russia, that this is no way to live. And so I think that the additional sanctions that the president hinted at indicates that we are not going to walk away, that this matters to us. And if anyone can get it done, truly, it is President Trump.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.